And excellent. It is 7 p.m. I am going to begin our town hall by sharing my screen. And we'll take a quick minute to make sure that we can all see what we need to see. And let's see. So why don't you do, if you've got your camera on, just do a quick thumbs up if you can see the PowerPoint screen that says Bengal Family Network Town Hall. Okay, excellent. So I want to welcome you tonight. My name is Kelly Moore, and I am the Director of Strategic Communications for Student Affairs. We're very glad that you are joining us this evening. This is our second Bengal Family Network Town Hall, and our topic tonight is helping your students start Bengal Strong. We will be recording this town hall and posting this PowerPoint, so if at any point there's something you'd like to check or you missed a detail, don't worry about it. We'll have all of this available to you. These are the folks who are joining us tonight, but we've already put our Bengal Family Network email into the chat field. You are welcome at any time to send any question, and we will help you find an answer. So I have told each of our representatives tonight to do two things. The first is to explain why what they do is going to help your students succeed. And the second thing is to keep it short. So we have several items to cover. We want to allow plenty of time for your questions. And so we're going to get everybody started. Their names are at the top of their slides. Get everybody started and see how much we can share with you about how to help your students succeed. Brooke, would you continue?
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brooke Bollinger, and I have the honor of leading the new student orientation programs for Idaho State University. And what I want to share with you tonight, particularly if you are the parent of an incoming freshman student with us tonight, is that ISU has very recently joined a national best practice in combining the advising and registration of first-year freshmen fall class registration with the new student orientation experience. We are now halfway through that process. We've had 4 sessions in Pocatello, and it has been incredibly exciting to see students and their families participate in new student orientation with us since May, but also to see the excitement of our students in selecting their fall classes during that experience. So if you have a freshman who has not yet signed up for new student orientation, I would encourage them to do that tonight. Go ahead and pick the date that best fits their family member's schedule. It is mandatory for all fall 21 first-year students. Transfer students are not required, but they are welcome to attend new student orientation. And we are excited to also be hosting sessions in Idaho Falls and Twin Falls and some of our other outreach campuses of ISU. I want to briefly mention the experience that we are providing. So I talked about how we are joining this national best practice, but if you look at the flow chart on the screen tonight, and you can screenshot this, I know Kelly is going to email it, but the experience of a fall 2021 student would start with the online pre-orientation curriculum. That curriculum can be found on our website. It is designed to give students an understanding of student policies and student support resources even prior to attending new student orientation. Part of the online pre-orientation is designed to talk about alcohol, drugs, and consent education, which we are federally responsive to do with our incoming class of first-year students. So after a student completes pre-orientation, the next step is the new student orientation experience, which is in person, or in some cases has been hosted live virtually. But all first-year students will select their date and they will attend new student orientation. And then once the fall semester kicks off, my office has the honor of hosting Bengal Welcome Week, which is not just for incoming new students, but also for all returning students. It is about 8 or 9 days of on and off campus activities. We're going to talk more about it, but that is open to everyone. And that is the third part of the transition process. We then host throughout the fall semester some extended orientation activities, both for first year and transfer students. These activities might look like a tailgate gathering prior to a home football game. social activities like that in which we hope to continue our connection with incoming new students. So if your student is wondering how to find the online pre-orientation modules, I wanted to mention that you can simply go to the fall student page from our website and they can log in with their ISU credential to both the ISU module and the Safe Colleges curriculum, both of which are required and both of which can be accessed on the orientation website. I wanted to mention the benefits of attending new student orientation. So I talked about the what, how we are doing this, but I want to talk about the benefits to your student in attending new student orientation. So by attending, they will meet other new students. I can't tell you how many times we hear that an incoming first-year student meets their very best friend for life at new student orientation. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Through the years, that has been perpetually true. So the social engagement side, the chance to meet other new students is critical and always happens during NSO. They have a chance to meet other student leaders. So we have a group of ambassadors who've been helping us with orientation this year. They bleed orange and black. They have a lot of great advice to give, and your student will meet those student leaders at NSO. It's also a chance to meet the faculty of your student's intended academic program. And when we survey our students, that is one of their most favorite, one of the most highly rated activities of orientation is meet the colleges and the chance to sit down with faculty and staff from the academic units of ISU. So we encourage your student to take advantage of that by attending orientation, and specifically when they are with us for orientation, not to miss that activity. Attending orientation is also a chance to explore campus and get familiar with the layout. And it's also a great chance and a time to take care of business, whether it's talking to the parking office, getting the photo ID, bingo card made while you're with us, securing a payment plan, or at least understanding how to establish a payment plan for your student's account, and to talk to the housing office about housing deposits, and then ultimately to really make sure all of that financial paperwork is taken care of. So financial aid paperwork and scholarship paperwork.
I had to push Brooke just a little bit. Sorry, Brooke, you did a great job. And now, Todd, would you please continue?
We'll pick up the time here. I'm Todd Johnson. I have the honor of being the director of the Veteran Student Services Center, and we serve ISU students as the hub of support for all veteran and military connected students. We've designed our communications to be very simple. All you have to remember is veterans. Veterans at isu.edu is our email, and isu.edu/veterans is our webpage with a wide variety of information found on the webpage. When the students are on campus here in Pocatello or in Idaho Falls, we have support on the top floor of both student unions. Here we have a student lounge for studying, computer labs, and all sorts of direct support. And in Idaho Falls, we have a student support advocate who works in the union more than 20 hours a week to support the veterans on that campus. And when we say military connected, we're saying any student connected through their parents using GI Bill, or just feel comfortable with the military lifestyle and want to be part of the culture. We have brought into our program other support segments, other support agencies that work within the Veteran Student Services Center. TRIO Veterans is a Department of Education program, a grant that helps transitioning vets from the military to have a smooth transition into the university and to get academic support throughout their first few years of school. Additionally, we are the home of the Bannock County Veterans Services Center, and Melissa Hartman is the coordinator for Bannock County, but she has a memorandum of understanding with all student veterans at Idaho State University to help them with VA appointments, medical appointments, seeking benefits, compensations, things like that. We also work very closely with the Army ROTC here, so we have the breadth of the military culture. And then we have specialty programs like Veteran to Nurse program that helps medics and corpsmen accelerate their path to the nursing world. And we're very proud of that grant. Can we go back one more slide real quick? There we go. Our student organization is Student Veterans of America. It is the largest college student organization in the United States and serves the student veterans at a national level. So even though we're a small school in Pocatello, Idaho, we're connected to every student or every school in the United States through a national organization. And then for the one-on-one interactions, we have myself and my professional team, plus peer mentors who are veterans themselves in the classroom that can talk one-on-one with the students. Thanks. And then to take the biggest stressor of school out of the comfort area, we have a special team of folks who do the military education benefits. Ms. Carrie Larson does all the VA benefits and coordinates student benefits for military connected students through the registrar's office. He's also assisted by Carissa Harrell, who does all the tuition assistance, which would be the National Guard and Reserve components. So we work very hard to make sure that students get their benefits early, get their housing allowance, and have all this financial support they need as well. And they can be found at vco@isu.edu, Veteran Certifying Official at isu.edu. Thank you for your time.
Nice job. Thank you. And we're back to Brooke for Bengal Welcome Week.
All right. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a tradition at ISU. It takes place in the first 8 days of the fall semester. We invite all new and returning Bengals to join us for both on and off campus activities, where we welcome them back to Pocatello, welcome them back to ISU. A number of campus partners and local businesses host these activities. They include food, giveaways, music, games, sporting events, and more. We can turn the slide. Some of our signature events that I want to really promote tonight, and hopefully you can share the excitement with your student and get them excited for it as well. Welcome back Orange and Black in Old Town Pocatello with 50 plus carnival booths and food vendors and live music. It's a wonderful night. We have private shopping at Costco. We have the Student Activities Board paint party. We have ice blocking and root beer floats with Chi Alpha. We have a student union barbecue and involvement fair. We have a part-time job fair with the Career Center, a slip and slide party, and a movie on the quad. And this is not even half. So there is a lot to do, and we have something new and exciting coming this fall that I will turn over to Allison Johnson to talk about.
Thanks, Brooke. I feel like we're on the news. Like you just handed it over to me. And now, as Brooke mentioned, I'm Allison Johnson. I have the exciting job of coordinating events on campus. And like she mentioned, we are very excited this year to be doing something new. And this one is particularly for new students. We are holding on the Friday night of Bengal Welcome Week, Friday, August 20th, what's called New Student Convocation. Now, convocation is kind of a strange word that you probably don't use in your everyday vocabulary, but basically it is the bookend to commencement, which is another fancy academic word for graduation. So in the beginning, you have convocation, and at the end, you have commencement. So they're the bookends. Convocation is the formal, the official welcome to your student's academic career. And I'm so excited to be planning the first one that we've ever done at Idaho State this year. Now, why should your student go to convocation? How does it impact them? We are planning a very inspirational night for them. We don't want to do a lot of long, boring speeches. We know nobody wants to hear that. So we're trying to focus on being inspirational. It's a great chance for us to show that we are a Bengal family. And I don't say that because somebody told me to say it or it's in a script. I have worked here for several years. I myself was a student here. And once you come to Idaho State, you truly feel like you belong in a family. And we want to introduce your students to that and give them a little taste of that, of what they're going to experience over the next few years. Obviously we want to welcome them and help them feel connected. Again, a lot of people meet their best friends at some of these events, and just another great opportunity. I'm trying to keep the time going as well, but I don't want to forget to mention March Through the Arch, which will actually follow convocation. March Through the Arch is something we've already been doing for about 20 years, which sitting through this presentation, I realized was the year I started at ISU 20 years ago. So it's one of our favorite traditions here. Everybody remembers it and talks about it. You can see it in the photo on the slide. That is a photo of Swanson Arch, which was part of the very first building on campus, and it has been saved and maintained. And so as a new student, you march, you come into campus through the arch. And then when you graduate, we have another ceremony and celebration where you walk the opposite direction out of the arch into the world. And it's a fun event. It's one of everyone's favorites. I think that about sums it up for me.
Thank you, Allison. And for some reason, folks, the photo on this slide ate Allison's name, but we have her contact information at the end of the presentation. And again, we will be sending that to you. So thank you, Allison.
So if you look at this screen here, and feel free to screenshot this screen, but I wanted to give certain dates to you for Welcome Week. So August 20th is the New Student Convocation and March Through the Arch that Allison just referenced. August 21st is going to be a Bengal Bash event and new student photo at the pillars. Welcome Back Orange and Black will be August 23rd. August 24th, we already know, is going to be the ice blocking and root beer floats. And then August 25th, is Costco night, and August 28th is SAB paint party. So these are some of the signature events and dates that I want you to make sure you can share with your student.
Thank you very much. It sounds very exciting. And now we have Amber Greening to talk about Bengal Step.
Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, so my name's Amber Greening. I'm the Senior Career Advisor in our Career Center, and I have been working with my colleagues in my office and others in units across Student Affairs to pilot a new jobs initiative that is the Bengal Student to Employee Program, or Bengal Step. And this is a new jobs initiative that has been specifically designed or intentionally designed for the success of our first year students. But I say it's new, but really what we're doing is we're taking jobs as they exist on campus and we're integrating some high impact learning practices into them. And so what I mean by that is that high impact learning practices are those that help to deepen learning through further engagement with peers, with faculty and staff outside of the classroom. So how we're doing that is we're structuring these on-campus jobs as they exist, such as being a lifeguard in campus rec, being a climbing wall attendant. I'm not sure if that's exactly the title. I'd be corrected by Karen if she was here at campus rec, but other jobs too, like events crew and housing. And in those positions, we are working with their supervisors for these first year students to structure those to where they're having reflection or reflective conversations at least twice a semester on the work that they're doing, the professional development skills or competencies, career competencies that they're developing and building upon, and how they can connect some of those skills or competencies with what they're learning in the classroom. So we are piloting this program. We're into our second year. We started it this last year with a small group working in housing. We've expanded to other units within student affairs, mainly in facilities and maintenance and grounds and landscaping, campus housing and campus rec. If you have first year students that are living on campus or plan to live on campus, because we're still taking applications for that, you can scan that QR code right now. It'll take you directly to our intake form where students can list their interests in particular jobs. It's not an application, it's just an interest form where we forward that on to the hiring units. Scan the QR code or go directly to our website that's listed here and find our site that's for Bengal Step, and you can get more information there. And I will hand it over then to my colleague, Jared, to talk about Handshake and campus events in the Career Center.
Yeah, thanks, Amber. My name is Jared Anderson. I'm the Job Location Development Coordinator. I work with employers, local and throughout the region, to create opportunities for students to network with employers. And if your student's looking for a job, the very best place to start is with Handshake. That's where we list all of our on-campus and off-campus jobs and internships. And you can filter it through by what you're looking for, whether it's an internship or whether it's on campus. It's the best way you can directly apply for jobs, and you can also connect with employers. Another thing I do is I work with employers to create events, whether it's job fairs or information sessions. So as was already mentioned, we have a part-time job fair that's going to be happening August 31st, the second Tuesday. And we also have several opportunities for students to network with employers. One of these information sessions we're really particularly excited about is we've networked with the FBI, and they come in every semester and they describe opportunities where students can get jobs with the FBI. Particularly this fall, they're going to be talking about their internship program, which is a very unique program where students can go and work in an FBI field office, including the office here in Pocatello, for the summer. And it's a really great opportunity with them. Once they get that foot in the door, if that's the direction they want to go, it's much easier for them to get a full-time job there. We also have the State Department come in, and several other employers, and all these events can be found at our website, isu.edu/career.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Jared. And now let's talk about what's happening as we move into the semester. We have Val Davis with the Bengal Family Weekend.
Thanks, Kelly. I'm excited. I have a great job on campus. I get to program events for your students. And the Bengal Family Weekend, why would you want to come to the Bengal Family Weekend? Well, I think it's a great opportunity for students to show their parents, their siblings, their grandparents, their spouses, and a snapshot of what is going on in their lives. And so we're going to be able, you will be able to register for these events starting on July 5th. But some of the events that we typically have, we kick it off with a dinner, and we're going to have the president of the university. He's going to be there to welcome the students and their families there for this dinner. And then we're going to have a little short documentary that was nominated. And I don't want to spill the beans on all of that because we're going to have a few speakers. But then we're going to, the next day, we'll have, a tailgate and a football game. But I think Family Weekend is a way for the families to connect to their students. So we're going to offer a lot of different planned activities, but we're also going to have some activities you guys can go to on your own, like the movie theater, the game center, yoga. The recreation center is going to have free admission. Craft shop, they're going to have a craft and do tie-dye shirts for the first, I believe it was 75. There's a climbing wall. There is the ropes course. So there's lots of different things as parents and families you can enjoy with your students. And this year we're having a walk to the pillars. And this would be just an activity that you guys will be able to do. We've kind of set, you can do it whenever, but we did set a time up that you guys could actually go walk up to the pillars, check out the university, check out Pocatello. And it's just, I can't say enough. I work a lot with Brooke with some of the week of welcome activities. And I just can't say enough to have your students meet new friends. Because when I talk to my students, they're always like, I wished I had started this when I was a freshman. So please encourage your students to start it as a freshman. But Bengal Family Weekend is just going to be awesome this year. Like I said, it will go live for you guys to register on July 5th. Most of the events are free. There are some that do cost, but we will have that there. And we'll also have a t-shirt that has the Bengal Family Weekend t-shirt. That's kind of a tradition for us. So please check it out. And I encourage you guys to register as early as possible.
Thank you very much, Val. And we'll be sending out information through the Bengal Family Network about Bengal Family Weekend. And I believe the film you're going to show was created by students and was nominated for an award. And so showcases just some of the opportunities our students have here.
Yes.
I think it'll be a riot. So let's finish by talking about the Bengal Family Network just a little bit. The reasons you want to opt into this network is we offer literally a concierge service. So we have an email address. That email comes right to me. So you get a single human being who can help you find answers for your questions. We're also going to keep you informed. We send out a monthly newsletter, and we don't just fill it with fluff. It's about student success timelines, things that are happening on campus, new services for your students. We send out a really concise, roaring through the month, mid-month updates. So if there's a scholarship deadline, if there's a registration deadline, anything that's really critical, we're going to tuck in that quick email. And then we will soon be posting all sorts of guides for you. So if you've had that wonderfully headache-inducing experience of completing a FAFSA with or for your student, then you might appreciate the FAFSA guide. Guides for wellness, advising, job opportunities, and so on. We've got Bengal Family Weekend coming up. And folks, we are also creating a parent advisory board. So if you're interested in serving in that sort of capacity, if you'd like to give us the benefit of your perspective and your experience as we design more for resources for Bengal Family Network and for our students, send us an email, and there's also our webpage. So we're at the question and answer time, and I want to thank all of our presenters. You guys rock. You did a great job, folks. All of my colleagues are going to be throwing paper wads at me in the hallways tomorrow for rushing them tonight, but good job. So if you have a question and you would like us to try and answer it tonight, go ahead and put that in the chat field. And Diana, if you could alert us as questions come in, I would appreciate that. Let's give this just a moment for your questions. We have a very informed group. Anything you're wondering about for the fall? Okay, so I see this one, Diana. Is there any student health insurance option? Craig Chatrand, can you reply to that?
I sure can. Thanks for the question. My name is Craig Chatrand. I'm the Dean of Students here at Idaho State University. And right now we don't have an insurance option for students. They're better served going on the Idaho network to get that. So we don't have one right now at this time.
Okay, Kelly, we have another question. If a student is vaccinated, is that student placed in a dorm room with another vaccinated student?
Craig, I believe that also goes to you.
I actually am not sure how our residence halls are doing assignments with vaccinated and non-vaccinated students. And so if we could get Kimberly and Jose's email address, I will find that out and get an answer to you.
So I'm typing a note into the chat field for any questions we cannot answer this evening. We will certainly get an answer to you on email.
Kelly, I just added a resource link from the health center if
Great.
anyone is interested in more information for the health insurance.
Thank you.
We have another question, Kelly. What are some good hotels to get that's close for orientation that you recommend?
Brooke, do you have any suggestions for that?
My recommendation would be to go to the City of Pocatello's website and look at a list of area hotels in various price ranges. We do not have a specific hotel for which we partner directly or have a block of rooms per se, but I will say that the City of Pocatello has a number of really phenomenal hotels. There are 5 or 6 by the hospital with views of Pocatello that are stunning and gorgeous. That is Brooke speaking, her personal preference, but that is not affirming a certain hotel. But the City of Pocatello's website, and I can, while we're still chatting, I'll try to throw a link into the box.
Thank you, Brooke. I believe you also have another question here. Is the second day of NSO dedicated to registering for classes?
Yes, it is. It is fully designated to the registration of fall classes, and therefore it is intended mostly for the student to attend on their own. But that said, we do have a resource fair open that morning and the bookstore open on the second day of each orientation session. And we do encourage family members to explore campus while their student is being advised.
I know I missed a question in here, Diana, so if you want to look back through, but I wanted to quickly say that registration activity combined with orientation is such a critical part of your students' success. And I think Brooke would affirm this. What we often find is that students can kind of get ahead of themselves or select the wrong classes inadvertently. And so having that time with an advisor at orientation can make a huge difference just in starting on the right foot.
Absolutely. That is exactly correct. And the individualized advising is one of the intentions of this new format.
Great. Thank you. Diana, have I missed one?
Yes, it is what department would we speak with if we need student support such as a tutor or help with executive functioning issues?
So I believe there are two pieces in there, and Lynn Reddington, you can correct me if I go astray here. Tutoring support, we would want to direct you to the Student Success Center, and someone on staff who has some free fingers, if you can get that link for us and put it in the chat field, that would be lovely. For executive functioning issues, Lynn, am I correct that that would be Karina's department?
Yes.
Okay.
And, so Karina is our Director of Disability Services, and Karina would also be able to help with connecting with tutoring as well, as would your student's academic advisor. They also can help make those connections. And as Kelly said, we'll make sure that that information is in the chat function.
And I would like to go back and pick up one detail about the insurance related question. And Craig Chatrand, again, you can check my response, but I believe that any student can be seen at the health center regardless of insurance. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Any student can be seen there. It's available for all of our community members.
Perfect, thank you. And we do have a question here, any blanket recommendation for meal plans? And so, Brooke, I know that you're a fast searcher. Would you mind finding residence halls? Great, and put that link into the chat field. So there are a variety of meal plan options. They can include with flex dollars, money that can be on their meal plan that can be spent at a variety of eateries here on campus. And I know that they, excellent, thank you for the link to meal plans. I know that what they try to do is provide enough options so that students can really pick the plan that is best for them. And while we're on this, Craig, sorry, I'm tapping you a lot, but can you talk quickly about meal shares?
Sure, students who have meals that they don't use during the course of a week can donate those to another student who is food insecure. And all that can be done through Bengal Dining. We also have Benny's Pantry in the basement of the Student Union Building in Pocatello, and we have a Benny's Pantry on our location in Idaho Falls and in Meridian, and that is available for any student to shop at twice a month as well.
Great, thank you. And Craig, while you're talking, is the ISU COVID dashboard going to stay in place? And are the protocols and practices for testing, isolation from positive cases, online instruction option, et cetera, continuing? That was a lot of words.
A lot of our COVID protocols from last year will still be in place moving into the next academic year, but we're adjusting quite a few of them. As we get more information from the CDC, we get more information from the state of Idaho and the governor's recovery plan, we're adapting some of our metrics to fit the new information that's coming out. Students will still be able to get tested at the health center, and students who have a positive test, we will ask to quarantine or isolate depending on the circumstances around their individual case. A lot of the options for online classes won't be in place this fall. We are moving our classes back to as many in-person as we can. There will still be the traditional online classes that ISU has traditionally offered, but last year where we had a high flex option where some students would be in the classroom and some students would be online, we're moving all of that back to online. Our students were very clear that that is how they learn best, and that's what they wanted going into this year.
I think we're pretty excited about the idea too. I see a question here. Can any boxes be shipped for a student to a dorm the week of move-in? Lynn, do you have a thought about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Please do. We have a mail center located, at least in Pocatello, in the Pond Student Union. And I know that our housing staff gather our mail and take it up to the residence halls. So yes, and trust me, as my daughters have now gotten out of college, oh my gosh, they loved any and all packages, unless sometimes I sent home mailed their dirty laundry back to them.
Fabulous. Dirty laundry going home. I love it. We will also be creating an opportunity during Bengal Family Weekend for parents and partners to create a gift box from an online store that would then be delivered to their student just ahead of midterms, when students are starting to get tired and kind of homesick and kind of over it. So that option will also be coming soon. I do see somebody ask full-time in-person instruction in the fall. Craig, correct?
That is correct. Like I said, we will still have some online classes like we have traditionally had. ISU's always had some online course offerings, but if our courses were in person, face-to-face before the pandemic, we are moving our course scheduling back to that as much as we possibly can. Our facility staff are very busy this summer re-rooming and putting our classrooms back to regular capacity.
Outstanding. And then Diana, have I missed any questions so far?
No, you haven't.
We do still have a moment if you have a question. We will be sending out the recording and the PowerPoint to all of you who attended, as well as sending it out through the newsletter. I think we have it then. Folks, remember that you are welcome to send questions anytime to our Bengal Family Network email. If I don't know the answer immediately, you can see that we have a lot of great folks here with lots of information who are ready to help. I want to thank all of my patient colleagues. I love this. From Ian, greetings from North Carolina. Y'all did a great job. Brooke, I think, didn't you come from North Carolina?
I sure did. Which part, Ian? Ian, can you type in the chat box where in North Carolina?
Raleigh.
Okay. Charlotte, but Raleigh is a great place. So welcome to ISU.
We got some other thumbs up. So it is great to connect, everyone, and we really appreciate you sharing the evening with us. Have a good night. Bye-bye.